We do not need this pipeline. A spill will happen. And the people who are going to suffer the most are people who had the least benefit from this crude oil pipeline. We're in the industrial park of Valero, Memphis refinery. And you can see up here the toxins in the air that we breathe.
Right here in Memphis, the movement is alive. The movement is in the people in this city rising up for justice. It's the movement happening right here to protect our water.
This crude oil pipeline is one of the most significant environmentally racist projects and environmentally unjust projects happening in the United States of America today. In a very real sense, it is a threat to the people in the community. This pipeline would run atop the Memphis sand aquifer, our drinking water. Supplies over 1 million people with their drinking water.
This pipeline is going to be a high pressure pipeline. It's our understanding that the pressure will be 1,500 pounds per square inch. That's twice the pressure that's required for a fire hose to spray water 30 stories in the air.
Be wary anytime a for-profit pipeline company tells you that pipelines are safe.
This general area of southwest Memphis is an area where the aquifer is vulnerable. So it's like if you drink a milkshake through a straw, the fluid is sucked down toward the bottom. Now, if you put crude oil on top of your milkshake, eventually it's going to get down to the straw, and that's going to be a big problem.
Our community will not benefit. Our country will not benefit. The oil's going for export. It's not going to be used here in the United States. And so that argument is not true. And there's a need to recognize that our economy is shifting away from fossil fuels. We should keep it in the ground and instead start preparing people for jobs of the present and the future for electric cars. This community is Westwood, and this is where my mom grew up. My great-grandmother, Gwen, lived and raised 4 of my uncles. So a really big family in this neighborhood. Both my parents graduated from Westwood High School. My grandmothers both lived there and in the Southwest Memphis community. And right where we're going to be meeting for a lot of our rallies is near the land of my great-great-grandmother. Our ancestral connection to South Memphis is significant. No matter where I am in the world, and for a lot of people who are from there, we care deeply about what happens.
Well, that's 3.5. You said 4 feet, 3.5.
You got elderly people sitting out here that have worked all their lives for this property. And you just gonna come up and take it? She saved her money up and she bought that property. So she wanted them to have something. But we were thinking about doing duplexes down there on that property. At one while I thought a church. If a person tells you no, I don't understand why it can't be accepted. No is the answer, no.
It's appropriate for the power of eminent domain to be used to build public facilities like schools or courthouses or water lines. What we have here is out-of-state, for-profit companies that are moving a privately owned commodity across state lines, and that is not a valid public use.
They come over and drill on my property. A hole in the ground for somebody to fall in there and break their leg. It's 10 inches, I measured it. Now I go on your property and dig, drill holes on it and do what I want to do and then get your consent. You ain't gonna be happy with it, and I sure ain't happy with it.
In Southwest Memphis, there are 17 toxic release inventory facilities that are pumping out toxins into the air. And we have 4 times the average cancer rate. And both of my grandmothers, God rest their souls, are dead due to cancer. Like, those are not separate incidences.
There was a place, there was a chemical factory over there, and so many people we lived around it. I got about 15 or 20 people I can name you within blocks of each other that died with breast cancer, and the men would develop prostate cancer. So come on now. Surely there should have been a lung cancer or something in there somewhere. All of them died with breast cancer. So whatever that was spilling over, was real toxic. It affected us. And it affected our surroundings. It affected us.
Do not come and bamboozle our people. And I refuse for you to walk on my ancestors.
Today, inform, educate, and activate people for change. It's a big day in Memphis history, I'd argue. We're setting up for the Memphis Community Against the Pipeline rally with headliner former Vice President Al Gore.
This pipeline project is a reckless, racist ripoff. Reckless, racist ripoff. Why is it that 64% of the polluting facilities of these pipeline companies are located in or adjacent to black communities? Why is that? Because when they cite the polluting facilities, they go for the path of least resistance. This permit from the Corps of Engineers can be rejected. It can be modified if the administration will ask the Corps of Engineers to do that. But there's several ways to stop this.
It's the protected zone on paper, but there's no protection. Because if there was, for so long, my thinking about the environmental movement and all that, it was all about trees, you know, and polar bears. But this is what it's about. This is it right here.
This young man would lead us in a fight for justice, that we might have clean drinking water.
All the trips I'm taking to the hospital with my child, all the money I have to spend on medicine for my uncle, all these things start to add up because somebody decided that my life was less worthy than other people's life. Once those connections start to get made, the system's gonna fall because there's more people who are suffering than benefiting. And that's what they know. That's what they're scared of, and that's what's happening here in this city. And it's gonna continue to spread across the country as we get more informed about what's going on.